Well, hello folks, welcome to this week's Mayor's Message. Pleasant to have on board with me today a special guest, Mr. Keith Price. Keith is the coordinator, organiser and person in charge of the Tri-Skills program. Tri-Skills is a program to introduce people to sports and hobbies that normally they wouldn't get the opportunity to experience, and it's mainly through the schools. And Keith's been doing this for several years, and I know that often he says it's his last year, but Keith gets so much enjoyment out of this program that he comes again, and just when he's about to throw it in, he says, oh no, I've got to have another crack at it. But anyhow, to inform us a little bit about how the program works, I'd like to welcome you along, Keith, to this week's Mayor's Message.
Thank you, Robbie, very much indeed. Yes, as you say, this is actually the 13th year, would you believe, that we've been doing it.
Yes.
It runs in the first school holidays of the year.
Yes.
7th to the 17th of April in this case.
Okay.
And historically what's happened is it expanded. It was specifically sport, but now we've included a lot more activities. So, for example, we've got photography, we've got creative arts, we've got takeover drumming this time. So anything that happens in this community,
yep,
we want to encourage grade 5, 6 and 7 kids to come and be part of,
yeah,
so that they'll stay with that group,
yes,
and stay active in our community.
That's
here.
right. Well, we know how clubs and organisations struggle for membership. I believe this is a great boost to introduce people to skills or hobbies or whatever and increase memberships of these struggling clubs.
Well, you said I keep coming back, and I do, because I can see the benefits. Tennis clubs really strengthen, squash clubs gone over the top, the bowls club tell me they pick up members, the sailing club. A lot of these clubs are coming back and saying, hey, it's a great thing,
yes,
and we're getting families involved.
Yes.
See, so if Willie goes to
yes,
sailing,
yes, the family
Mum
goes.
has to take him, Dad has to take him, and next thing, they're in the club as well.
That's right. I went to the opening of the new courts at Somerset recently,
Yep,
and I've never seen, look, it's just brilliant to see so many young people there on the courts. And that Saturday morning, here's the parents, you know, from various outlying areas of our municipal area. They're there, and the chimneys. I thought, oh yeah, we all had morning tea together, and it was such a great atmosphere. It creates an interest when the family comes along. It supports the juniors. But look, I'd just like to congratulate you, Keith, on sticking with it. None of us are getting any younger. We all like to do our own little things, and you dedicate your time to this, and I can see you enjoy it.
I certainly do. Thanks, Robbie, for that. And I'll be out and about in the schools in the next week,
yeah,
explaining the program. I'm lucky that the principals let me into their schools, and I actually go and talk to the kids themselves. And I give them the program, ask them which activities they want to do, and then I put it all together, and it happens in the first 2 weeks of the first holidays of the year.
Yeah.
And again, we got 13 activities this year, would you believe?
13 activities
13.
for Tri-Skills.
And each one is an hour session 4 times.
Really?
So at the end of those 4-hour sessions, they've got some real skills.
Yes.
They don't just dabble in it, they have the skill, they know where to go, and they know who they'll see when they get there. And that's pretty important.
Yep. Yeah, that's brilliant, Keith. Just one other thing I'd like to mention to you, and you're very, very devoted to cycling.
Indeed.
Yes, and very, very devoted to the future, or where we're getting with the pathway between Wynyard, Somerset and Burnie, aren't you?
Yep.
And I know prior to the previous election we met with different politicians, and we
did indeed.
we tried to get something on the roll. It's still a long way off, I think. What do you reckon?
Yeah, it's always there, and we've got to keep it in people's minds.
Yes.
The rail line, which would be fantastic from Burnie to Wynyard, it would open up so much. Now that line cannot be used because it's dug up,
yep,
in Burnie now. So how a phantom train's ever going to use it, I do not know.
Exactly. And the longer it's left, the more derelict it gets. And I mean, yeah, look, it's the way healthy communities, you know, the federal government and state government, they're promoting healthy communities, and here is this looking us in the eye, and wouldn't it be a boost?
Well, I've just ridden over from Burnie, as I do regularly, And I look across and see that rail line there and think, how many other people would be on there if there was a path?
Yep.
It would be chocker.
And for tourists, look, to come and stay and go for a cycle, you see so many motorhomes and vans with their push bike on the back, and to travel along the side of Bass Strait and the shores of our coastline, wouldn't it be beautiful?
Beautiful, it would indeed.
But anyway, we touched on a couple of pretty close to our heart subjects, Keith.
We have indeed.
And I thank you for coming on board with me for the Mayor's message, and I wish you all the best in this Tri-Skills program which is forthcoming.
Thanks very much indeed.
Thanks, Keith.
I'm doing my best.
Thank you.
Thank you.